Hey everybody, it's me again, Miss Guzman, and I guess this is going to be my last edition of Inside My Classroom for this school year. So as you can see, I let the kids draw all over my board, and I guess you can tell, or maybe you can't tell, that it's actually Monday, June the 5th of 2017. So all of my colleagues are gone, and I'm the only one here, but I took on a lot this year. So I had to come in today to kind of finish some of that. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advice for the end of the year based on my experiences for this year. And I wanted to do this last video just in case this isn't my classroom next year, because I did apply for a couple of positions to do gifted and talented specialist positions at elementary or middle school, which is what I'd ultimately like to do with my career. So, with teaching, just like any other career, you're always trying to better yourself and move onward and upward. So my last final in this classroom maybe video, I wanted to talk about kind of what I did this year and give some advice to those of you who are like me, who are trying to do too much. So this year I got a grant from our foundation for new microscopes, for dissecting microscopes, and for wireless microscopes. I also helped one of my colleagues to write a grant, and we got a grant from the Silver and Black Give Back, which is the San Antonio Spurs organization, so that we could do a courtyard garden and a recycling program and an animal habitat here on campus. And I'm the yearbook sponsor. And of course I teach science to pre-AP and GT and general education and ESL and special education students. So that in and of itself is a huge thing. So one of the things that I learned this year that I think is a powerful lesson for everybody to learn, so I wanted to share it, is it's okay to want to help your school, and it's actually really great. But when you take on too much, like I did this year, sometimes you're not really helping, you're almost hindering. So be very mindful of what projects that you take on, because I did okay at all of the projects. I had the kids go out and we worked on the habitat and we planted and they learned things, and I reached some students that way, and I got the microscopes, but there were several conundrums with the microscopes and things didn't get sent properly, and I had to go through all of that. So I really didn't end up getting the microscopes until the last week of school. So kind of defeated the purpose. But it'll be there for next school year, and I've already showed some teachers the microscopes and stuff just in case I'm not here, so that they're ready to use them. And my students got to use them the last week, so they really did like that. And being the yearbook sponsor is a lot. It's a lot of work. And it's interesting, and it takes a lot of time. And it's difficult, and I'm not really perfect at it yet. And I'm trying to get there, but I'm not there. So I hope that you all can take from this what I took from that, which is it's great to want to do things for your school, and it's wonderful to write grants and try to do things, but you need to focus on just a couple of things. I can still teach and be an effective teacher, and I could have done one of the grants. Or I can still teach and be effective and do the yearbook sponsor. But if I want to continue to do grants and things, I probably need to drop the yearbook sponsor, because it almost becomes another club in and of itself, which is great because you want to expose the kids to all kinds of things. And so you want it to be a club in and of itself. But if you're doing too many clubs and too many things, you inundate yourself and you're not doing any of them really, really well. So I'm pretty spectacular. I'm pretty convinced of that after this year. And I got Teacher of the Year this year. And I got to mentor some newer teachers and try to help them out with some of their classroom management and things like that. And I'm still getting my master's degree. And I have a life outside of this with my spouse, where I do a weekly YouTube show with him about all things geeky, and I write tabletop games. So I definitely inundated myself with too many things. So I hope you're learning this lesson easier than I did, and you're learning it from my mistakes. Take care of yourself. Just do a couple of projects at a time so you can be really great at those projects. And just keep building and growing and doing what you do and being a great teacher and be there for the students. And at the end of the year, you'll have all of these goodbye messages and everybody was here and they're so excited to give you one last message and to tell you goodbye. and I got some nice gifts at the end of the year. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Don't put too much on your plate. The school's going to still be there. The kids are still going to be there. There are always going to be children that need your help and your love. So just keep going, and I hope to bring you some more videos outside of my classroom maybe this summer on some things that I'm doing, maybe some Pinteresty things. And if not, then definitely next year we'll be inside my classroom and we'll see which one it is. All right, thanks so much for this school year. That's me, Miss Guzman, signing out. Bye.